Welcome to Titans for Life. My name's James, otherwise known as Big Sportsman on YouTube. Thank you for joining me today. The channel is dedicated to Tennessee Titans and Tennessee Titans fans. I ask only one thing on this channel, that you be nice to one another. If you're a fan of another team, welcome. We'll talk and discuss. Just hit the discussion down below, and I'll fire back at you and get some information. I want to give a big shout out to Titans Rossi, Titan Upload Network, and Lee Hillis at the 615 podcast, as well as Titans in Truth and Titans Anderson for really inspiring me for doing all this stuff. And I think it's now time to keep it real, yo. Titans. I seem just to remember just 8 or 9 weeks ago, everybody on media was talking about the Titans are done. Titans are done. Derrick Henry's out. Titans are over with. You know, I think they picked up their bottle of Haterade that morning and started drinking some Haterade. And they turned out to be wrong. Not only did the Titans seal the division with a win this last weekend, not only did they seal that division, they also moved it to number 1 in the AFC. Then, today, the King came back. Derrick Lamar Henry Jr. was at practice today. That's some good stuff right there. He came back in the timeline in which we've been saying for quite a while. Me and Titans Rossi came back within that timeline. Last week. Had physicals and everything and worked out. And there were some Titans Rossi reported that they walked in to the meeting with the trainers and the doctors and the team doctors, as well as the rest of the staff, many of the staff, and when they walked out, that they were all smiles, because they knew something that we'd been saying for weeks. King Henry would be back before the end of the season. That he was healing well, that he was working out, that he's getting back in game shape, trying to get back in game shape. Then they designated him to return from IR, and today was practice. We talk about practice. Yeah, Allen Iverson, we talk about practice. Not a game, but practice. Once again, I want everyone to remember that they may or may not play him, depending on how the game is going, what's going on. Does he feel like he can handle some of the load? They may not, or they may play him a little bit, where he's only in there, he's on a snap count, and they're just going to keep him down, get him back used to rushing the way he was and looking the way he was, and trusting that repair of that foot and all that, and maybe even let him feel the soreness that's going to happen from the game, from being in a game and stuff like that afterwards. Let him feel how that's going to feel. Let him get used to that kind of stuff, because there's probably going to be some residual pain and soreness from having surgery and having such a procedure done. So that's what we're talking about. That we're going to talk about a little bit more about Derrick and what I expect to see from him moving forward. Honestly, what I expect to see from him is if the Titans can come out to a good lead or whatever, I expect to see him very sparingly. I don't expect to see him getting 20, 25, 30, 40 carries or anything crazy like that. I expect to see him maybe, out there for maybe 15, 20 snaps total. Not carries, just snaps, so that he can get out there and do things like blocking, so he can get back into the groove, seeing how the offense is playing now. We also are getting off of the COVID reserve. We're going to be getting Julio back off the COVID reserve. I believe he was called up earlier. So essentially we're going to be at doggone near full strength with key players if we need to be. So if the game progresses with Houston and it's a tight game all the way throughout. The Titans really need that number 1 seed so that they can get that week, get Derrick a little bit more rest, to get that foot a little rest, get that foot healing a little bit longer, and to essentially practice it. Let him practice, let him get some work in. So that's what I kind of expect to see from that. I expect to see the offense. The offense may not be clicking 100% because there's rhythm involved, there's timing involved, there's understanding what your line is going to do and how they're going to do it. Your offensive line is key to that, and there's a chemistry that develops between the players, the quarterback, the receivers, and the running back in their offensive line. How long can their offensive line hold up? Where are they going to typically have the holes are going to open up, the backdoor holes are going to open up. So there's a lot of chemistry that's involved in that, and that only comes with literally snaps on the field. So I don't expect to see them light it up, but I do expect to see their offense get a little bit better, especially when Derrick is in the backfield, when King Henry's in the backfield. Teams are not going to take that chance. They're not going to take that chance of, well, maybe, he's not 100%, maybe he's only 50%, so we don't have to stack the box on when he's in there. No, that's not, nobody wants to get fired over that. So they're going to stack that box every time they see Derrick Henry enter that game. And now you have to worry about Deontay Foreman because he's been playing out of his mind. He's, another 100-yard game. So I think that's the essence of what you're going to see this weekend. You're going to see more coming up, stacking the box a little bit, trying to stop that run, which should free up AJ and Julio more. I think you're going to see more targets to Julio. I think you're going to see them trust him a little bit more offensively. I think you're going to see that offensive line play a little bit better, have a little bit more pep in their step because they're all going to be back. I believe they're all back. So I think that those are some things that you're going to see. I think you're going to see some confidence right there, and you're going to see them come out. I'm not sure what my prediction on the score is going to be. I've thought about it. And honestly, I don't know. I honestly cannot tell. Having the King out there is one thing, but consistency at the receiver position has not really been there. There's been a lot of injuries. So, I just don't know. It's one of those. It's one of those ones where it could be a blowout by the second quarter, or it could be a nail biter in the final minute of the fourth quarter. It's just one of those games. Now the defense is playing out of their minds, of course. We're going to get to Bud Dupree in another video. That's wild. That's a wild story, but we'll get to him later. But right now, I just want to talk about the offense and try to figure out, and try to get a sense of what I think they're going to be doing. And that's exactly what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to have a lot of things going on, and I think they're going to, and those are the things that they're going to do. They're going to be implementing the offense, getting back to their normal offense slowly. And then in the playoffs, I think you're going to see them open up that offense, and some teams are going to have to really make some tough decisions as defensive coordinators. They're going to have to make some really tough decisions. And those decisions are not going to be fun for anybody involved. No one on that defense is going to have fun, because now you've got really what we've been looking for all season and haven't been able to get due to injury. So that's where I think we are. I think we are really on the precipice of having a monster run in the playoffs. Nobody wants to see the Titans. They're rough. They're tough. They're like John Wayne, rough and tough. Don't take crap off nobody. So you really gotta, so as a offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator, I have to prepare for a slugfest. That means my offensive line and defensive line has to be prepared for that, which means the next game is going to be even harder on me, because I've gotten beaten up if I make it to the next round of the playoffs. So the Titans, I think, are the team that no one really wants to face full strength. And that's what we're coming to right now. We're coming back to relative full strength, or full strength enough to where teams are going to worry about us. They're going to worry a lot about us. Well, anyway, if you like this, hit the like button down below, like and subscribe, man. Come on, give me some subs here. Give me some subs, and I really need some subs. Come on now, hit that sub button. Most of the people who are watching my videos, who are watching a lot of my videos, are not subscribed. So hit that like and subscribe button so you'll know when I put new stuff out. And remember, always keep it real. This is Titans for Life. Saying out.